and a brochure called the well of memory loss. Attenuation means to weaken. So the slaves will be given the water to drink. As soon as they drink the water, they lose their memory, they become weak. But you must also understand that even if it will kill them, they don't care, because some of them were thirsty and they were tired of the pain and agony they were going through. In Africa, nobody wants to be a slave. It's part of the reasons why when the first slave ship came, took black people to the Americas, from day one that they arrived in the Americas, they coined the word runaway slave, because we don't want to be under bondage. But the question to me is that some ask, was the well charmed? Was the well drugged? Either the well was charmed or drugged. What's important to me is the reason why they did that. Why do they want people to become weak? Why do they want people to lose their memory? The type of a ship, the size of a ship, determines how many enslaved ancestors will be on the ship. Some ship will carry 80 enslaved people, 80 slaves. Some ship can carry up to 300 slaves. Some may carry maybe 200 slaves. Now imagine a ship carrying 200 enslaved people, and most times the captain and the crew and the enslavers, most times they are like 10 or 15. Imagine if the crew of the ship, the slave ship, are 15 or 20, and we have about 150 slaves on the ship, or we have 80 slaves on the ship, or we have 200 slaves on the ship. The fear was that by the time the ship get to the sea, deep sea, the enslaved people could use their numbers, they could revolt, they could fight back. So they were afraid of slaves fighting back on the ship. That's why they came with the idea of making them not being able to think straight and making them weak so that they cannot fight. Now, we have the well of memory loss here in Badagry. When you get to Wida in Benin Republic, we have a tree there. They call the tree of oblivion, or tree of forgetfulness. They make the men go around the tree 9 times. Women will go around the tree 7 times, with the same effect as the well that we have here in Badagry. The spirit of man is strong. You must understand that the slavers themselves, those who enslaved the ancestors, were also very, very afraid of the slaves, because the slaves were anxious to die, because it's better for them to die rather than continue to be in bondage. We are on this route for us to appreciate the gift of freedom, for we children to appreciate our parents that are taking care of us. We should not talk back at our parents. We should respect the elderly ones. Imagine you were born that time. If your dad and mom were born that time, they give it to you, you must understand that they were also slave children. Anyone could have been born. Kings were captured as slaves. Queens were captured as slaves. Chiefs were captured as slaves. Princes, princesses were also captured as anyone could have been a victim. And do you know what? Some of us were born that time. I was born originally in 1753. I died, I came back, I'm born again.
Received as kings and queens, and you see that they are eager, they want to come back home, they want to come to the motherland. So what we're doing is opening the doors for them, and you see enormous tourism here. What is here in terms of our history? Nobody has it in the world.
Voyage consists of 2 parts: setting out and the return. That voyage, no voyage is complete without the other. And what we're working for, not by celebrating, is the formal beginning of a stupendous event that will bring not just the thousands we see here, but millions. So we are willing to come back. We are willing, eager. In fact, we are obsessed with the notion of their coming back. So, as to say, Yoruba, any náà lùlù ó lùlù ẹni tó fẹ́ jó ó wòran lẹ́ka méjèèjì pàdé láti lọ fún gbádùn ara wa. Lágbára gbogbo àwọn bàbá àti ìyá wa gbogbo àwọn tó fẹ́ padà wọ́n padà. Títí ìbànújẹ́ tó wà ní wíjà dídà káàkiri ní point of no return gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá ó máa di àmì ayọ̀. Àìjọ fojú kọra wa, àìjọ faragbára wa, you are all more than welcome. And not wait for the big event, because we're using this occasion also to launch formally the heritage voyage of the world.
My parents and grandparents are convinced that we're from Sierra Leone. Don't listen to that nonsense. And the results came back and found out that the people were right. We're not from Sierra Leone, 0%. Everything on earth came up, but majority of our DNA came from Nigeria, 50%. And even Japan and Afghanistan came up, but not Sierra Leone. So it's actually a privilege doing this pilgrimage, because I now have the opportunity to walk the same path that my ancestors walked, but I have the privilege to go home, go to a hotel, go have dinner as a free person, and I don't have to go through the distress and trauma that they went through. So that's the difference.
In 3 words, what does the door of return mean to you?
In 3 words: identity, closure, and roots. Identity, because my name is Daryl Davis, so I guess that's where my ancestors lost their identity, and next thing we found ourselves with a different name that don't even belong to us.